Greetings, beautiful friends. Happy Monday to you, and welcome to a new month, to the month of October. This is an auspicious month. This is actually the beginning of the last quarter of 2023. So this is a perfect time to just kind of be feeling into how's your mindset. This is our usual Monday check-in and our mindful motivation for mindset mastery. So like I said, this is because October, I love this month of October. How does October feel for you? And like I said, coming into the last quarter phase, or the last quarter of the year, are there pieces that you need to wrap up? How's your intentions? How's this year felt for you? This is a beautiful time also to just reflect on that, because as you know, if you've watched these before, you know that I like to just kind of feel into what's happening with the phases of the moon, because that's a perfect way or a catalyst to help evolve and deepen your relationship with you, which is actually the fundamental piece around mindset mastery. So the lunar effect that we will experience this week, it comes on the 6th, so nearing the end of the week, but it's the last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Cancer. So this last quarter phase of the moon is a really beautiful time because it's actually about letting go. So if you've been with me a lot before, you know that I'm very much into the letting go aspects. So letting go of what's not working for you, not serving you, not aligning with those auspicious goals and intentions that you intend and that you are working towards. So with this energy, it's about, with it being Cancer, whenever there's a moon phase in the sign of Cancer, it's thought of as being at home because the ruler of Cancer is the moon. So here we have a profound way of just looking at, how are your emotions? Are you really allowing yourself to feel your emotions? One of my favorite questions that I really encourage you to bring into your guidance system, if you like, is, how do I feel about myself here? And this is the perfect week to just be checking in. How do I feel about myself here? And when I'm saying that, I'm thinking of here being, making these choices, making this decision, aligning with this belief system, aligning with this group of people. You want to be looking at feeling good about yourself, feeling confident about yourself. For myself, I can think of things where I'm working on a project or something, and I might have a wee bit of a sense of nervousness in my tummy, but at the same time there's this heartfelt warmth of, yes, I'm on track. This is right for me. So whereas if there is a sense of heaviness or this isn't quite right, then it's important to follow that guidance, because that is your navigational tool, using your emotions as your way to choose. And so that's what we're deeply influenced by this week's energy of this last quarter phase of the moon in Cancer. The other part that this is all about too is looking at your relationships. And with the idea of letting go, it's about letting go of maybe challenges or resistance or areas that are feeling a wee bit discombobulated in a relationship. So that's the other part that we can actually perhaps focus on using this beautiful energy. So that's kind of where it feels that we're sitting. If anything that I say in these sessions, triggers something or makes you feel like you need more support or guidance, put it in the comments below or message me directly, because my intent with these check-ins is to equip you, to empower you, to nurture you, to open you up to what's the best way forward for you. So now we're going to get into pulling some cards. I use 4 different decks of cards for these sessions. And so, like I said, this is an auspicious week of letting go. So that's what we're going to start with, is going to pull a card from my letting go cards here. And let's just see, is there something that we could intend or review or look at letting go in order to find that flow, that harmony, that balance, that ease. So let's see what comes up for us. This is cool, interesting. It's loneliness. How does that feel for you? Does loneliness keep you from speaking your truth, from feeling like you're aligned with your calling, with what you're intending to do? So you see, loneliness is an interesting one, because loneliness can actually be sometimes forgetting that you are never alone. And let's face it, in this age of digital communications, we can always, get in touch with a friend or send an email or set up a video chat. And so have a look at how that comes up and see, is there some kind of emotion or some kind of piece of your own relationship with you that you can actually let go of that sense of being alone, and see if you can embrace yourself or immerse yourself into the idea of peaceful solitude. Solitude is when, yes, maybe we are in a space where it's only us, but could you do you have a pet? Do you have animals that you could speak to? Do you have your guides, your angels, your whatever piece to actually just see that you aren't alone, if that makes sense? Like I said, if there's something that comes up for you and you need a bit more support or guidance, just pop it in the comments or let me know. But now we're going to pull a tarot card and then 3 of the Healing with the Angels cards. And then we wrap it all up with one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth. Because that is the ultimate piece around these sessions, is to really help you get in touch with your truth. Nobody else's truth, yours. And this is such an important part of all of our evolution and our personal development. So that's kind of the vibe of these. Well, this is awesome. I love this card. I have relationships with all the different tarot cards, and sometimes when they come up, it's kind of like, oh, there's my friend. So this one's come up for us today, and this is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is very sacred energy. It's about your belief system. It's about belief system and mindset too. But there's an auspicious message of sacredness that comes with that card. And so are you treating yourself as the sacred being having this experience, making these choices and making these decisions and following your emotional guidance? Because that's what the Hierophant would do, it's kind of acknowledging that you have all the answers within you. And so rather than feeling lonely or alone or problems with working something out or making a choice, for instance, that to go quiet and come within and say, you could even ask yourself, how do I feel about myself in this space, in this time, making these choices? Even deciding not to do something is still a choice. It's still a decision. If you say, I'm not going to go that way, or I'm not going to do that, that's still a decision. And so, is there a space for you to start really acknowledging that you are a sacred spiritual being having this life experience, this 3D experience? But are you getting in touch with the core of you, with your essence? What lights you up? And do you have things in your day, in your regular routines, that light you up, that make your heart sing, that bring you joy? That's part of the sacred journey also. So now I've said all that, I was shuffling the Healing with the Angels, and this is amazing. These cards are beautiful. So the first one that's come up is forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a powerful piece around that whole letting go piece. Sometimes we can get into inner dialogue that's like, oh gosh, I should have done better, and this person does better, and maybe I should have done more, or and kind of second guessing things that we did do or didn't do. Well, when we say, how do I feel about myself? This is not about beating yourself up or saying, I need to or I should. Those are signs and signals to say, just come into being in your heart space. This is where the decisions get made. And when you forgive that you've always been doing the best you can with what you knew, with what resources you had at that point in time, then you can let it go. And then, and this one is actually my favorite card in this deck, this one is emerging. And so that's like a nod to all of us, that as we do these mindset shifts and these letting things go and getting into balance and ease, then our essence is blossoming and coming forth and ultimately creating a sense of freedom. And that is such a key piece around liberating your inner truth, is freeing it, walking to the beat of your own drum, listening to your own inner guidance, your own emotional cues, following your intuitive hits. Such an important piece. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't taught that kind of piece around decision making growing up. It's something that we walk into, that we evolve and we develop as we up level and transform our lives and get in touch with who we really are at the core. So now, just about getting ready to wrap this session up and send you off into this beautiful first week of October. This is my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards. So let's see what comes up to seal this session and send us off into our week. Awesome. The card that's come up is I Am Creative. And so when we get in touch with our own intuition and our emotional guidance, that allows your flavor of creativity to flow, right? But let me read the blurb out to you. So I am creative. I rely upon my imagination and express myself creatively. The ideas that come into my awareness lead me to an abundant, fulfilling, and successful life. Perfect. Isn't that perfect? I wish you a beautiful week ahead. And like I said, if you need any support or need some clarification or guidance, put it in the comments below or message me directly. Much love to you. Thanks for watching. Have a fabulous week. I'll be back with you next week.